So if we talk about the employability gap, obviously there's a huge gap that we are facing, and what we should do to really bridge that gap. I would suggest that there are a lot of changes that we need, both from a society perspective. What do students want? I think most of the times that we have figured out that it's not the students what they want, they do. It's the pressure from probably their parents, the society, or there are only few jobs in the market which they can go for. So that's one consensus change which we have to sort of inculcate or ask people to think. As students, I think most important factor is they should only look for a career that they are passionate about. That's something that I would strongly recommend for. If there's something they will feel they're not gel up, or they feel that they cannot do in the long run, there's no point in pursuing that. I think there are radical changes that we need to really work towards it. And I think both, from a corporate perspective or from college perspective, from society as a general, how we look at problems should look into it. From an employability perspective, yes. If you look at the current set of curriculum that most of the colleges have, I don't think there is too much of stress put on, employability. What are the skills that they need to have to be employable? The current set of curriculum is mostly about learning. It's basically about, as we've already discussed about, points like it's about cramming. Most of the times they're told that this is what you have to do. And the system has been there for a long time. There haven't been any changes in terms of their employability. I don't think there are few. I know of quite a few colleges though, which have started to put up curriculum based on corporates, what they need to do and how is it that they improve their employability. So I think from a college, from an educational institution's point of view, they should try and look what is it that the corporates want, how they can groom their students. Grooming is very important. I have seen students who are quite brilliant academically, but when you talk about and tell them, okay, tell us something about different, apart from your studies, they go blank. It's because they're not trained. All of a sudden, someone comes up and tells them a very simple question. It could be about, tell us something, how was your day? They're not able to put forth. It could be because of the fear that they live into, There are a lot of things that we need to be open, and we need to train them and give them platforms where they can be taught, they can be groomed and they can be upscaled into. So I would recommend, we should at least, put some credits in our courses where, employability or some courses on soft skills or, other aspects of grooming, personal grooming should be put into it. And that's something we have to do. From a corporate perspective, yes, we also have to do. And in fact, at Accenture, we did last year, we had a program called Nurturing Young Minds. We have gone to a lot of colleges in India. This is the first year we've done this program where we've gone to colleges. We have actually trained students how to crack the aptitude tests that we had or other companies had. I'm speaking from an IT hiring perspective, the engineerings that we hire. So we've actually gone to students. We have discussed in detail about how to crack an aptitude test, what are the various ways of cracking, how to manage time, and then the personal grooming sessions we have had. So we worked with vendors and we've designed a module for them, and we've actually gone to college, and it was well received by the audience across the colleges that we have gone, and we continue to work on that program, and we include more colleges in the scope in the coming years. That's one of the initiatives at an engineering graduate level that we have worked on, where we felt, because over the years we felt that the conversion ratio in every college is pretty low. It's less than 10%. So we want to bridge that gap. We want to see where students, it's not that students can't do it or they're not good at it. It's something that they don't know. There's a fear of unknown. All of a sudden, there's a lot of uncertainties. When you talk to students, they don't know, okay, so what kind of questions will there be? They don't have that clear picture about what is it that how they will start their careers in organizations. So we need to sensitize them and tell them, it's something that they've already read. It's about application field. Most of the times, obviously, the education system in our country is obviously not that application based. It's based on either, as we point out, projects, and most of the projects are sold in the market these days. So yeah, that's something we are working on. Nurturing young minds we have done. Apart from that, as we've already discussed that, Yeah, there are some students who may not be willing to go to the top level. Why are you wasting our human power or our financial resources on that? With that, we have also, at Accenture, we've started a Skills to Succeed program. It's basically at people at in tier 3 cities or tier 2 cities who are trying to get into a very basic skill set. So, so we're working with various NGOs over there. Skills to Succeed is the program primarily where we talk about employability. It could be simply as, giving them basic skills. It could be as typing as a skill for a few of the folks that we've identified. It could be simple networking, computer networking, hardworking networking, which basically are very primary skills in the market. So we're working with various NGOs and various partners that we have. So that's one of key initiatives, apart from the Nurturing Young Minds, which is focused on colleges. But I think, this, given the way, the graduates that graduate every year into millions, and India produces a lot of graduates, I think corporates alone cannot win this war. It has to be a mutual, I would say, support of both the education institutes as well as the corporates. Because we may try to reach out to only a little bunch of colleges, because given the numbers of colleges we have in the country. So it has to be a both-way mutual working relationship where we can work, and obviously there has to be, a sharing of information. Obviously, I'm sure there should be forums where corporates and education institutes can come and discuss about how we can solve this problem, how we can decrease that employability gap which is existing today. I know it cannot happen overnight. It's a long-drawn process, but obviously once you start, you're going to decrease that gap by working together. So I'm sure we should all work towards it. And there are areas we have seen, in fact, the last year when we did this gap, and we figured out that a lot of colleges are now coming together. They're saying that we need this initiative at our colleges also, as part of our various initiatives that we do in colleges. So I know that college is also interested, but apart from having this discussion from a corporate perspective, colleges should also inculcate this and put this in their curriculum. Make it I'm not saying a mandatory, but at least give them credit points so that students also have something to look up into. So that's something I would recommend. That's it. Yeah, sure.